There's one hadith I'll share as we close. There was a Sahabi, his name was Abdullah. We know him by name, وَكَانَ يُلَقَّبُ بِالْحِمَارِ. And his nickname was Donkey. Wallahi, it's in the hadith. His nickname was what? Donkey. And for the Arabs, that's a bad name. Like if you call someone Himar in Arab, you're going to fight them. It's fighting words. His nickname was what? Donkey. Radiyallahu anhu wa ardahu. And he had a drinking problem. He would drink, then he would be disciplined. Then he would drink, then he would be disciplined. Then he would drink, then he would be disciplined. And two of the Sahaba took issue with that. And in one narration they said, Ma balu fulan, what is wrong with so-and-so? He keeps drinking and getting disciplined. And in one narration, they actually cursed him. They said, La'natullah alayh. You know, damn him, why does he keep doing this? And the Prophet said, Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, don't help shaitan against your brother. In other words, don't kick him while he's what? Down. This is a lesson we have to learn from Muslims who are struggling. The brother comes, you know, the brother's drinking. You know, you're drinking, it's haram. Tell me something I don't know. You know, akhi, your girlfriend, she's haram, akhi. No, her name's actually Sally, but you could call her haram if you want to. So he goes home, he says, haram, yes, honey. I'm not making light, I'm saying what? Give me a solution. Tell me something I don't know. You know, people come to the mashayikh all the time, Ya akhi, Ya shaykh, make dua for me, I have a girlfriend. Akhi, it's haram. That's why I'm coming to you. Because I want a solution from a problem that I have. I don't want you to tell me something I already know. Yeah. Tell me something I don't know. Tell me how to conquer this. Tell me how to defeat it. Tell me how to get over it. I don't like it. There was even a Muslim called my office one night at like 9 o'clock at night. He was a homosexual. He said, I'm gay and I don't want to be gay and I don't like what I'm doing and I know it's wrong. And you know what he said to me next? Can Allah forgive me? Can Allah forgive me? I said, Allah can forgive whatever He wants. He doesn't forgive shirk, but He forgives other than that for whom He wills. He said, thank you, because I called another brother and he said to me, you might as well keep doing what you're doing because Allah's never going to forgive you anyway. Who died and made you the voice of divine rulings in the earth? You know what Allah's going to do and what Allah's not going to do? And in the Hadith Qudsi, it says what? I have forgiven so-and-so and rendered invalid all of the deeds of so-and-so because he said that Allah will never forgive so-and-so. Yeah? Allah will never forgive you. Well, you might have just erased all of the good deeds you ever did. Yeah. So, the Prophet says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, don't help shaitan against your brother. Remember whose team you're on. Shaitan's the enemy. Don't help him. And what does shaitan want people to do? He wants people to despair. And there are many youth, and you can take this from me, and I believe it applies to Singapore as well as it applies in America. There are many youth who are not more dedicated to Islam because they don't feel like they're good enough. And unfortunately, religious people just remind them of that every time they see them. Right or wrong? So you say, is there room? If you ask yourself, does your religious community, don't answer this. This is a trick question. You have been forewarned. Does your spiritual circle have room for people who are less than you? If you answered yes, then you think there's people less than you. What does that say about you? Of course, people that are not as good as me, we make room for them too. His beard's not as long as mine. He doesn't have a sheikh like I do. He doesn't, her hijab, her chin's a little uncovered. My whole chin's covered, right? I pray all 5 prayers in the masjid, of course. The people who are bad Muslims, we can make room for them. Oh, thank you so much, Jazakallah khair, you made room for us, right? If you think that there's anybody less than you, then you still have kibr in your heart. You still have arrogance in your heart. You say, Akhi, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Did you hear Sayyidina Umar, who said what? If it was called on the day of judgment, everybody will go to paradise except for one person. I would fear that was me. And if everybody was going to go to hell except for one person, I would hope that's me. That's Omar, who the Prophet told he would go to paradise, and he still feared that he wouldn't go to paradise. So if there's people less than you, then there's a problem. But if you answered no, then you're really in trouble. Because what? That's why I said don't answer, right? I tricked my staff one day. We had a staff meeting. I said, "Is your spiritual community have room for people less than you?" Someone's like, "Yeah, of course, of course." Another person's like, "No." I was like, you blew it, man. You totally Oh, Allah. I should tweet that, no? Facebook it, right? 150 comments, yeah. Of course, we make room for everybody, even the bad people. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did something even deeper than all that. Ya Habibi, ya Rasul. He said, don't curse him because he's a person who loves Allah and His Messenger. Ya salam. He's drinking. I told you once, I told you 1,000 times. I've disciplined you. You know I'm Rasulullah. This isn't a fatwa. This is straight from the mouth of, right? The Prophet himself. Don't drink. He's been disciplined. Don't curse him. Because he's a man who loves Allah and loves His Messenger. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. How many of us could say to a young person who comes to you and says, "You know my girlfriend Haram, aka Sally? She's interested in Islam." Could you say to that person, "Man, mashallah, you love Allah and the Messenger"? No, I can't say that. Why? Because it would give him permission to love. The Prophet says about a man who's drinking, one of the reasons is because he's looking with the light of prophecy, so he knows this man. When the companion heard that, he said, "Did the Prophet say that I love Allah and His Messenger?" He said, "Yeah." He made tawbah and he didn't go back to it. And this is what I'll close with. The Prophet gave people in his community that were struggling an alternative way to view themselves. Because you can see yourself in multiple ways. Allahumma rini al-haqqa haqqan warzuqni itiba'ahu. Oh Allah, show me truth as truth and give me the ability to follow it. And show me falsehood as falsehood and grant me the ability to stay away from it. So you could see yourself and not see the truth. Or you could see yourself and see the truth and not follow it. So the Prophet ﷺ gave people the ability to see the truth in themselves.